coming back. I can't wait. I can't wait. I've had Blue down for so long. Small dog. How you feel about that? You feel good? Feel good? I know you feel good. You're a good small dog. You're the best small dog ever. You just chilling right now. That's cool though, man. That's cool. I like it. I like your enthusiasm, small dude. I'm about it. I'm 100% about it. Small boy. Hey. He gone. He left me. He ditched. Said I'm out of here. That's alright, man. That's alright. You do you, little dude. You do you, little dude. Garrett, what up, dude? What's popping, Senor Garrett? Hello. Hello, 10 triangle. I like it. Holy key tap. You're live. Yeah, dude. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. Guess what? The EG shipped out today, dude. I'm so pumped. The EG33 is finally shipped out. It's on its way back up here. It'll be here Tuesday, which means that Blue's coming back. And it's going to be alive and well, and it's going to be back on the road, and it's going to be shooting all the fire, and it's going to be doing all the crazy stuff. So I am very excited for it right now. I'm pumped. I missed a good portion of your videos, but I'm back. What up, dude? How you doing, Cody? Woo for Blue in the drive-thru for Wendy's. Are you getting a 4 for 4? Because that's all you should be getting from Wendy's is 4 for 4s. 4 for 4s are the goated of Wendy's. Oh, me, what up, dude? How you guys doing? I need some goodies for the Subi. That's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying. Our latest EJ25 giveaway is also live. So if you guys want to get entered in on that, swing over to the site. Every 25 bucks you guys spend gets you one entry into that EJ25 giveaway with the cylinder head package. So I'm going to do shameless plugs right now. If you want to jump in on it, boom! You guys know the drill. Pin. I'm going to pin it. There you go. It's been pinned. But yeah, I'm super pumped. EG comes back. We can go ahead and get it in the car. We pretty much have everything done, so all we got to do is really remake some intercooler piping, adjust the up pipe, and that car is going to be back on the road again. So I'm big pumped for that one. And then we'll trailer it back out to Spokane, have Josh do the dealio to retune it, and we'll be back on the road with Blue, baby. No, they won't be. Really digging the new content. Hey, appreciate it, my man. I'm excited for the RX-7 stuff. I was gonna get some stuff done today, but with the drop today, I've been a little bit preoccupied, so I haven't been able to film anything. Can I ship to? I don't know where that's at, but we have worldwide shipping, so I don't see why we can't. I don't think there's anywhere where I can't ship that I haven't been able to find yet. So, also, this giveaway, because people ask me every single time, this giveaway is open to Canada this time, so all of North America is eligible to win the EJ25. This is the first time we've been open up to Canada, so all of my friends north of the border, you guys are 100% eligible to win the EJ, so that's awesome. Are the Rod Bolt 625s? I believe they're 625. I'd have to double check on the paperwork over there. I believe they are 625 though. They are Manly H-Tough Plus, so I would assume that they're 625 on those ones. So I don't think I have to. What tires to put on my 21 STI stock wheels, not extreme contacts? Well, what kind of tires are you looking for, Lorenzo? Like, what are you going to be doing with the car? That is the question, because that's how we really recommend. That's how we recommend tires, is what you're going to be doing with it. Unfortunately, no on the Rhode Island. I can't do Rhode Island. Go yell at your governors for Rhode Island. They won't let me do it in Rhode Island for some reason. The prize is too big, monetarily speaking. So, no, this is an open deck one. This is, so the details on this one are OEM nitrated crankshaft, not Brian Crower, Manly H-Tough Plus connecting rods, CP pistons, Kelford cams, 272. They are a single AVCS cam, but if you do have a dual AVCS engine, I will comp them and get you a set of dual AVCS Kelfords, and I'll just hold on to the single AVCS ones. GSC intake exhaust valves and Brian Crower valve springs. So, be a good little package right there. The wife is enjoying COVID too. Needs some dude, it's not a fun time. Rhode Island got some weird rules, dude. I don't know why. I don't know why it's Rhode Island that does it, but they do got some really funky rules when it comes to that stuff. The Seagull would like to make a request. What up, Mr. Basil? How you doing, man? What's your request? I'm guessing it's doggo related. I do have one doggo in here, but he is currently chewing on a bone on the floor, so I don't know if I want to disturb him, if that's where it's going, but I'm surprised you got Quebec, because they have the worst giveaway rules. I have been able to find a way to get all of Canada somehow. But we're good for Canada right now, which is solid. How do you enter? That's a good question, my friend. If you guys do want to enter, swing over to the site. Every 25 bucks you spend on the site, will get you 1 entry into the giveaway. All the EJ25 giveaway guideline rules and everything, if you want to read through them all, are right there. There's a nice little photo of everything you're going to be getting, obviously pre-assembled into an engine for you, so that way you don't have to go out there and try to figure out how to build this thing. I will build it for you. Waiting on the new cases to come back from out front, which should be here Tuesday with the EG, just because the last set of cases that I got were distorted, so we had to play some mix match, swappy swap with the cases. But everything up on the site, it should be pinned right up there. Like I said, every 25 bucks you spend gets you 1 entry. That block will be coming to Canada, at least. I'm about it. Out of curiosity, what size tire you got on those RPF ones you got recently? Those are the same ones that we pulled off of the TE37, so those are 18 by 9.5 plus 38 wheels, and the tires are 255, 35, 18 on those ones. How are Canada's emission laws? I have no idea how their emissions laws are. I have no idea on that one. Hey Tanner, good to see you live. Just picked up an 05 FXT. Hey, congrats. I discovered some rust in the front of the rear wheels, and pinches are gone. Gonna weld her up and give her a long life. Nice. That sucks about the rust. Rust never a fun time to fix. I was doing a little bit of rust repair on the FD out in the garage the other day, and luckily that one was just some surface rust, but like that dangerous rust, that stuff gets nope. When's the last day to enter? June 8th is the last day, and then the winner will be chosen on June 13th via live stream. You guys know how we do it. Everything is randomized, so that way it eliminates all bias. It eliminates the whole thing of having to have a third-party company randomly pick someone and no one gets to see like the winner get picked. So it'll be how we always do it. All the names will be posted up on the website. You can verify your entries. On the 9th, they'll be posted up on there. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, you can double check it there, and then it'll all be live streamed on here for everybody to watch. Would like to see a Doge, but not if Doge is disturbed. Basil prefers Pupper to have his alone time. Also, what's the prize for the contest? It's a whole engine. You get a whole built motor. I actually don't know. Small dog just dipped out. Dude just ran away and left me. Canada allowed to import Skylines 15 years before the U.S. did. Did the EPA doesn't exist up there? That's a good point. I don't know if Canada had like super strict emissions laws or anything like that, but I know down here in Washington State we don't have emissions really. But yeah, we're kind of jealous. Did you sell the 2.5 RS? I've got the coupe in storage. The coupe is an upcoming project. Good evening. So you got Smurf lighting effects, my dude. I can change it all to blue if you'd like. We can make it all teal. I can make it all whatever color you prefer. I don't know why it's like reflecting off over here is kind of blue. It's a little bit weird. Hey Tanner, Canada's emissions laws are actually pretty lax. Cat mufflers in cities, neither in country. I have a straight pipe to F-150. Oh, well there we go. There we go. Not sure what import rules, but right now emission laws are relatively lax here. For now. I think that's the biggest thing is for now. Hopefully they don't get strict on it up there, because that would be no bueno. No bueno. We don't like it. We like the freedom to be able to do what we want. What's up, Smeed? Long time no talk. Hope all is well. What's going on, Shaggy? How you doing? How you doing, my man? We already started to see 07GR here. It was so weird to see a hatchback STI right-hand drive here. That is odd. That is an odd thing just to see kind of like rolling around for some reason. I don't know why I feel like it's odd. Just a weird thing. Maybe because we just don't see them down here all that often. Why don't I have a Spec B yet? I don't want a Spec B. Like, they're cool cars. I like Spec Bs. I personally just don't want one. If that means, like, I'm not a big legacy guy type of dude. You have any plans of doing a swap build? I feel like EJ swap Lancer would be pretty fun. I mean, the EG, if that counts as a swap, I mean, that comes back on Tuesday. So we can go ahead and reassemble the long block, get it retimed, get everything bolted back up on there, get it dropped back into the STI. It should be like super quick to get that car running because we already built the engine harness. All that's left to do is a couple fab things, and then it should be like good to go again. PS want to let you know with that bridge, half bridge you were going to go through, quite a bit more fuel, especially light fuels, higher idle. I figured as much. I'm not expecting the RX-7 to be any type of fuel economy friendly car. I know that with that half bridge, it's going to just be eating fuel. So I'm totally ready for the 6-7 miles per gallon that thing will probably do, but that car's not about miles per gallon. Can finally import a right-hand drive Evo X? Damn, I feel like those things are still like pretty new. think they're pretty new. What do I do for a living besides YouTube? I work on other people's cars every now and then. I do some random side things here and there. Do a little plethora of things. I open up my spice cabinet and I just do like a little sprinkle of whatever I got to do for the day, kind of thing. Looking forward to see what you do with the new WRX. I'm excited for it also. That's something I actually did want to touch on in here is with that. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to be extremely sad to see the WRX hatch go. But I also have realized that to stay current in what's going on in like the up and coming technology and whatnot with like Subarus, it's a smarter idea to move to the FA platform and learn the FA24. Just like how I've learned the EJ, so that way I kind of get both sides of it, if that makes sense. But it's just learning more of it. Best advice for putting your own EJ together for the first time: measure everything 100 times. Spend the extra money, buy the bore gauge, buy the ARP stretch gauge tool, buy calipers, buy micrometers, buy all of the proper tools. I'm not a huge fan of using plastic gauge. You can use plastic gauge, but it's kind of a archaic way of doing it, in my opinion. With having all of the proper tools to be able to spec out and measure and build an engine properly, I think you get much better and more accurate results and more repeatable results than you would with plastic gauge. Plastic gauge works totally well, but if you're going to be doing it, go through and learn how to use these measuring tools. Make sure your measurements are accurate, because you can use these tools and not know if you're getting an accurate reading or not. After you've gotten enough hands-on experience with using things like micrometers, a bore gauge, and whatnot, and how to read like a dial setup on them, you learn to trust yourself a lot more. Luckily, prior to doing engine building and whatnot, I worked in aerospace inspection for a couple years, running like CMMs, doing assembly inspection, dimensional inspection, things like that. So I already kind of had a grasp on how to use a lot of these tools. But that's the biggest thing that a lot of people get, I feel like, worried about when building their own engine for the first time, is figuring out how to use all of these precision tools. So just take the time, learn how to use the tools, make sure you trust your measurements, make sure your measurements are accurate, and you shouldn't have any issues. New updates on the EG. Yeah, it's shipped. It'll be here Tuesday. The new EG will be here Tuesday, which means that we can get blue back on the road, which I'm pumped about. And my 18 plus bumper shipped out today too, which is kind of nice. So now I just need the fenderist kit to ship out, and then I think we'll have like all the big stuff for that car already. So very excited for it. Very excited. Is the block going to be timed? The giveaway block, it will not be timed, because I am building the short block, and then you are receiving all of the head components with the short block. So you're going to have to go to a machine shop, have them regrind the valve seats, lap the valves, tip the valves, everything like that for your cylinder heads. So no, you're not getting a timed block. You're getting a short block with all of the cylinder head components. Bro, not the hatch. Sell Matt's car and get the FA. That's that. All right, so here's the other thing that I don't think a lot of people realize is, yes, I personally get to enjoy all the cars we build on the channel, and I hold on to some of them. Like blue is one that I will never sell. The FD at some point, yeah, I'll probably sell the FD at some point. The hatch, they're content cars. You got to think of them like that. If I've run out of what I can do, I like to build things. I'm a builder. I like to tinker with things. I like to engineer things. I like to put things together and take things apart. Once you kind of reach the point of like everything you can do to a setup, that vehicle doesn't necessarily generate revenue anymore, because you've already done X, Y, and Z things on the car. So at that point, it's best to, at least for someone in my position, to learn a new platform where it's a different setup entirely, even if it's within the same brand set still. It's still Subaru, it's still a flat engine. It's just the modernized version. Because I can build an EJ with my eyes closed at this point. FAs, they don't scare me, but I can build FA engines. It's just I don't know the platforms all that well. And this is coming from someone who's I've had 4 FA20 WRXs prior to doing YouTube. So I think plus I've promised doing FA content for so long. We'll do the FA24 stuff. I'm still not sold on the styling and the looks of the new WRX, but I feel like I can fix it. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. It's time to learn something new, if that makes sense. You got to keep the hatch Tanner wide body it. But see, that's like the only thing left to do to that car is like wide body. It's already got a built motor. It's already got a 6-speed swap. It's already got all the bells and whistles that I wanted to add to it mechanically speaking. But RB26 the hatch, then it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it in my opinion. Any website to get wheels without getting scammed? Rally Sport Direct is the main place I order my wheels from. assuming that they're in stock there. For the most part, their website reflects actually what they have. And unlike some other sites that'll say they have X, Y, or Z things in stock, and then you go to order it and they don't have them, and then you don't get it for like 2 years or whatever. Rally Sport's normally where I order all my wheels from. Or WRX Daily is another really good one. Do you plan to do EZ30 swap at some point? Honestly, Ben, probably not. If we're being completely honest, man, probably not. Man, I'm struggling to pass emissions in Colorado. Just installed AOS. Hopefully that works. Got fresh spark plugs. Are they that picky about emissions over there? I don't know if Colorado operates on like the same plane as California does with like CARB and EO and whatnot, if you need that stuff. But if so, then I'd probably stick with like COB only products, since they're mainly doing all the CARB certifications and whatnot. I just don't know how strict Colorado actually is. I got 23 Japanese yen. Let me take the hatch off your hands. It's a little bit lower. I want to see where the FA24 engine goes. Needs to pump up my Ascent with Mopao. Honestly, I think the FA24 will take to what we do to it rather well. I still am a firm believer. This could totally change. I'm still a firm believer that the EJ is more of a superior engine in the regard of making bigger power, strictly due to the fact that it's got port injection. I believe if the FA24 Turbo, the DIT model that came in the WRX, came with Toyota's D4S system like they put on the BRZs and the FRSs, I think it would be a superior engine. But it's like once you start to cap out that direct injection system and you start looking at adding port injection, things get so expensive so quickly that it's just, in my opinion, an EJ just makes more sense. But my opinion could totally change on that once we start modifying it. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll see what happens. Colorado sucks. Fail emissions right when I was about to drive and move out of the state. Damn. Colorado Springs. I think finding some weird old vehicle that never got any love and fun to build, something desirable. That's the hard thing, though, is like some of those cars that people don't necessarily modify, you go down the rabbit hole of doing what I'm doing with the EG33, where you're custom building so much stuff that your lead times get pushed out so far, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're waiting on these companies who are trying to make these one-off parts for you, and then you got to go back and forth a couple times. That's just those ones are difficult. They're a little bit difficult. David, hey, sorry I missed the start. What's going on, man? Missed the start, but happy to see you streaming. What up, dude? How you doing, man? Also, Donnie, appreciate the dono, man, coming in here killing it, man. Early with the donos, thank you, dude. Did you see it? I did see the 12 rotor that Rob Dom's playing with. I watched that. I think I watched it the day that it came out. The thing looks wild. It's like 3 sets of 4 rotors. It's wild. If you guys haven't seen that, you guys are interested in rotary stuff like I've been, like learning rotary stuff, highly recommend it. The thing looks wild. What color do you think, or what color do you want with the new WRX? It's got to be a dark color. It's got to be either DGM or black. I will not get the new WRX in a light color. The whole plastic fenders I'm still not sold on, so I would rather get one that kind of blends in a little bit more. Trimmed the FA24 and put the 2.5 RS. Nah, come on, man. We got to keep that one at least somewhat original. Yeah, capping out the DI system adds up quick. You really need to start to wonder if it's all worth doing the math to make power on an FA. That's the biggest thing, and that's what I tell people, is if you want big power, the FA is not the motor for it. If you're trying to make big power, a Subaru is not the car for it. Let me clarify that right now. But if you're strictly wanting to do it with a Subaru, that's where I say that the EJ is a little more superior in that regard of making bigger power numbers. And when I say bigger power numbers, I mean anything north of like 600 wheel horsepower. Do you have a goal for the FA24? Right now, no. I want to see the limit of how far I can push it, blow it up, and then do a full FA24 short block build. We'll do STI 6-speed swap in it. It makes more sense just to take out the 6-speed that I have in the WRX right now, put a 5-speed back in it, and then keep that 6-speed for the FA24 setup. But I'm not gonna do the next owner dirty like that. That'd be so screwed up. Smeedius 13 rotor. We're doing a 13 rotor now, just a 1-up. Everybody hit that like button. That's what I'm saying. Rad Dad coming in here. S2K after the VB build. I almost bought an S2K instead of the RX-7, but the RX-7 won me over. Direct injection pumps are 2K upgraded DI injectors, 1700 for a set. That is wild. And that's for EcoBoost stuff 3 years ago. Dude, that's insane. Where do you get OEM connectors? I need from iWire. iWire has them all. That's where I get all of my OEM connectors. Also, Steven, appreciate the donut, man. Someone convinced me to swap back to an EJ25 from the JDM swap previous owner. Makes more sense. I mean, USDM 2.5 liter stuff has come so far in the past 5 years alone, 10 years if you really want to look at the advancements on it, that it just makes more sense, in my opinion, to just do a USDM 2.5 liter than it does a JDM 2 liter or just a JDM swap. It's the support is now there for him here. That's valid too. I can't wait to see the FA24 project. Going to look for inspiration to swap in the FB20 styles. Very similar. See, there we go. How to keep the Subi Rumble. You don't, man. We like efficiency over here. We get rid of the Subi Rumble, even on EJs. We get rid of it all. We always do equal length header setups. It's a fact. Makes more power. It's more reliable. There's dogs boofing right now. And it cools EGTs a lot more closely. What are you guys boofing at? You coming in or out? You don't even know. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Canadian Rando, appreciate the dono, man. Thanks. No, thank you, my friend. EZ30 BRZ sounds interesting. It's been done. I think it's in Japan that it's been done. 10 out of 10. It's a cool swap, and it takes up significantly less room than the EG33 does. But, in my opinion, EG33, top tier stuff. I'm about it. 3.3 liter. Who doesn't like it? Who doesn't like it? I don't like it when it blows up. Let me say that. I hate it when it blows up. But it's not going to blow up this time. We've learned from our mistakes. We know what to do differently. And it's going to be nothing but success this time. We're going into this with a positive attitude. Steven, 2.5 liter spool, way faster. No STI transmission on the new WRX is the most disappointing part in my opinion. I mean, yeah, but we all knew Subaru wasn't going to put an STI 6-speed on a WRX. Subaru wouldn't do that from the factory. As cool and nice as it would be, they would never do that. Attainable makes a really nice exhaust. They do. They make a lot of good stuff. They still have the old exhaust too, but you need to order in bulk, I think. Looks like we're buying a whole bunch of them then. First time installing an access port with Stage 0 OTS, just to link to car before eTune base map with parts. Does DAM start at 1? DAM does not always start at 1. Sometimes it can start at 0.5. Also, apologies for the camera going black every now and then. I'm using my DSLR, so sometimes it goes into sleep mode after like 15 minutes. Sometimes your DAM can start at 0.5. Sometimes it can start at 0.75, but it should eventually work its way back up to 1 after the ECU is learned. Like your idle, basic driving parameters and whatnot, it should go back up to 1. The Doze wants Basil to see him. He's running around. I think Matt just got back. We were wrapping up a Forester today, and I think it just needs coolant, but I'm glad you're feeling better, man. Hey, appreciate it, Mr. Black. It's, I'm like 99% there. It's just like congestion now, which absolutely sucks. That's the worst part. You know when you get like sick and you get like congestion and it builds up in your ears? Dude, that's how I've been the past couple of days. It has not been fun. I don't like the size of the EG33. That's a really fair point. It is a rather large engine. It's bulky. I'll say that. I will agree with you, man. It is huge. I do use the black JDM oil filters at the U.S. factory. No, I still use the blue filters, the OEM blue Subaru filters, the USDM ones. I just order them in bulk on Amazon. I'm a firm believer that an oil filter isn't going to completely stop a catastrophic engine failure. I'll either use the blue ones or I'll get like the Mazda ones, but the blue ones are just more convenient. They're cheaper. Normally just toss those on. Plus, I do my oil changes frequently enough where I don't normally stress having to use the blue ones. Do you think anyone will push the FA20 past the limit that's already been reached? The FA20, I think the development for the FA20 is kind of at its peak. I think that's where it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be a lot of massive breakthroughs with the FA20, especially now that the FA24 has been out for, what, a year and a half. I think all development is going to be moved over to the FA24, and the FA20 is just going to kind of live in limbo right now, if that makes sense. What oil am I running in the hatchback? 20 W50. Thick oil. Some thick oil. What's my long-term opinion on the iDoing head unit? I've heard it can be ficky. All right. That's a fair question. And for some reason, I don't have a logical explanation as to why on this. Some iDoing head units are fantastic. Other ones suck ass. I don't know what it is. They're manufactured in the same spot. They have the same operating systems on them. But for some reason, some of them are really good and some of them really suck. The one in the 17 STI, the one I have in blue, works flawless. It works fantastic. All of the wireless stuff works. It boots up, it powers up, it connects to my phone first try every single time. The one in the hatch, I have to hit the reset button on that thing at least daily for it to connect to my phone. I don't know why. It's like super hit or miss with iDoing. where it just I don't get it. I don't know why, man. Hatchback sounds pissed off, man. Love hearing it drive by. That thing is always pissed off, but it's fun. It's fun. My phone died. Was there any answer on the E85? What was the question on the E85? I've already gone past it at this point. Thoughts on narrow body WRXs? Personally, I don't like them if you're going to buy one. If you're specifically looking for a GR WRX, buy the 11 to 14. In my honest opinion, buy the 11 to 14. You get the wider fenders. They look better. It's personal preference. There are some people that prefer the narrow bodies, and if that's your sauce, get your sauce, man. Enjoy it. But I personally prefer the 11 to 14s. What are you saying about cylinder 4 cooling mod the other day? I personally just don't use them. I don't use cylinder 4 cooling mods. I'm not a huge fan of them. I get the concept behind it, but I can honestly say that I've never had a cylinder 4 cooling mod save an engine. If you're going to be doing a cylinder 4 cooling mod, you might as well just take off the unequal length headers, put on equal length headers, and you're going to benefit from lower EGTs anyways, where it's going to start to balance things out. I just don't like the idea, and I've used cylinder 4 cooling mods. I can genuinely say I've never had one save an engine. Then again, I've never lost an engine except for blue, and that was due to a flywheel issue and not the physical engine dying. I don't like having another point in the cooling system that can potentially fail. I like my heater core to work as it should, because 9 times out of 10 whenever I put those cylinder 4 cooling mods on my cars, they make the heater core blow cold air inside of the cabin when I have the heat on. I'm just not a fan of it. So I just don't use them. And they always come super close to the steering linkage. It's just I stopped using them, and I've never had an issue not using them. I thought the giveaway hasn't even started yet. Started today at noon, Noah. It is live currently. We got all of the engine build stuff right over there in the corner right now. It is popping. If you guys do want to get entered in on that, I do have it pinned up top, www.smedia.net. Every $25 you guys spend on the website gets you 1 entry. No cap on entries. Obviously, spend within reason. The short blocks are off limits for getting entries, so don't try to purchase a short block thinking you're going to get a ton of entries for another short block. That one is... That one don't count. My eye-doing on my STI hatch recently, sometimes I need to restart it. Dude, it's all the time on my hatch for some reason. All the time, but on the VA STI, it's never an issue. Unequal length for the win? Why? Equal length header over cylinder 4 cooling mod. Thank you, bearded blah blah. Thank you. Thoughts on top mount oil coolers on the VA chassis? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of them. Roughly every 12 inches of line that you have for an oil cooler drops your oil pressure by about 1 psi. So if you're pulling from the bottom, you said VA chassis. I mean, WRX versus STI, it's going to be a little bit different because on the WRX you've got it on the top, on the STI you've got it on the bottom. But having those lines run from the bottom of the engine all the way up to the top, and then all the way back down, that's roughly maybe 6 feet, 5 to 6 feet of line, 5 to 6 psi. This is personally not a fan of it. I would rather just have it up in the front stack, off in front of one of the side vents, somewhere along that. Would you ever do a build with NOS? Not on a Subaru. That's dangerous. You've planned with fire right there. You want to put nitrous on a Subaru. I'd probably do methanol if I didn't have access to E85. But those kind of go hand in hand. You're either doing one or the other. Thoughts on the NVIDIA Q300? It's a great exhaust. It's a little bit quiet in my opinion, but it's not a bad exhaust. How about both? You can definitely run both if you want a cylinder 4 cooling mod and equal length. I personally just wouldn't put cylinder 4 cooling mod on my cars anymore. It's just, they're just annoying to deal with. Like, I don't like them. Not a fan. I've got an 08. It's not stock at all. I'd say if you're buying one, plan to build it. They are sleepers and lots of fun. That is true. I will say there are some sleeper narrow bodies out there that will surprise you. But for the most part, I mean, it's a styling choice. If you prefer the wide body, get the wide body. If you prefer the narrow body, get the narrow body. The narrow bodies are typically going to be significantly cheaper also than the wide bodies will be. It's primarily styling. Getting an IAG short black and keeping stock heads on an EJ25, what do you think the max horsepower is? That's a very vague question. Like, what short block? They have so many different ones. Like, what short block are you looking at? What are all your modifications? There's a lot of factors that can go into that. Nitromethane EJ. What is the octane rating of nitromethane? Hold up. Octane rating of nitromethane. What is it? Gasoline, methane, and nitromethane. Methane, nitromethane. This is what we want. Typical AFR ratio for nitromethane is 1.7 to 1. Jeez. What is the octane rating? 110? No, methanol is around 110. First of all, methanol burns slower in the combustion chamber. The octane rating of methanol is around 110 octane. Since the octane rating of methanol, what is it? Just give me a number. That's all I want. I don't care about the fueling system requirements. I just want the octane rating. Nitromethane. 91 to 94? What? No, later. Bye. What? No, Flash Player. What did you just try to open? I feel like I'm just going to go down a rabbit hole now. What is all this? What is the best fuel to use in your car and truck and ride? That's not nitromethane, Chris Fix. That's gas. Come on. Come on. You know, I'll look this up later. I'm not going down the rabbit hole of nitromethane right at the moment. Ready for the win. For exhaust for me. If you're sitting in traffic, front mount intercooler is definitely better. We'll avoid heat soak. Big ups. Yes, Fernando, what up, dude? Tanner, good evening. Just made my order. Hey, that's what's up right there. Fernando coming and killing it right there, man. ChatGPT. I have to log into ChatGPT, I think. Do I? I don't know. Let me see. I might already still be logged in because I was using it earlier today. I use ChatGPT way too often. Oh, we can. All right, hold up. What is the octane rating of nitromethane? Is it methane? It does not contain hydrocarbons, so we can't get an octane rating. Hold up. Nitromethane is highly oxygenated fuel. It's commonly used in high-performance engines such as those in drag racing and model aircraft. It's very high energy content, burns very quickly, which can result in extremely high engine temperature and pressures. Nitromethane engines are designed to tolerate this type of combustion, and the fuel is typically used in combustion in combination with other additives to improve the performance and stability. Interesting. ChatGPT coming in for the win. ChatGPT comes in handy, man. Methane and nitromethane make a lot of torque. Fuel saturation in the cylinder during compression is huge. Nitromethane is self-propelling when compressed. Okay, there we go. See, I don't know a lot about nitromethane. Learning something new. I'm learning something new. Look at that. Thoughts on meth injection on Subarus? It is a fantastic option if you do not have access to E85. If you have access to E85, then you can use one or the other. I prefer E85. Will you please track the WX hatch before you sell it? If it doesn't sell before the track day that I'm signed up for, yes, I will. Yeah, I love my 4 mod. Never had any cold air from the... Plus, it dropped coolant temps. They shouldn't drop coolant temps. The way that it works, it shouldn't change coolant temps. Your thermostat still opens at the same temperature, and your radiator is still going to cool at the same amount. So the coolant temperature shouldn't change. Your coolant temps shouldn't drop by running a cylinder 4 cooling mod. WX, so with my top mount oil cooler, I have so the lines run to the left side around the motor, then along the front, then they run flat, filling space from the front mount intercooler. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Do you still work on other people's cars, or 100% just working on yours? I stopped working on other people's right now until I get through the ones that I already have here. I've got a couple that are lined up to come in the near future, but I am not taking any new ones at the moment, if that makes sense. Extremely high temperature engines and pressures, WX shivers. Nitromethane cars generally melt plugs and run like a diesel. Ooh, at the end of the run. That's wild. Rocket anti-lag for blue. What is rocket anti-lag? We will have anti-lag. Not rocket anti-lag, though. Subaru in Temecula has an S209 for $95K, worth trading in an STI Type RA. In my honest opinion, no. Unless you're buying it as like a collector's car and you're going to put it in like a vacuum-sealed bubble and like not drive it. But I mean, honestly, no. I personally don't see S209s being worth the price. Then again, I also modify the hell out of it, any car that I have. So if I were to get an S209, I'd tear it apart anyways and do what I normally do to them. So in my opinion, no. Would I ever K-swap a WRX? Honestly, probably not, no. Coils or bags? Bags for a daily driver. Coils for anything that would be like a track car. Hi, Tanner. I hope you've been good lately. I've been all right, Adam. How you been, man? What do you suggest doing to engine for reliable low horsepower EJ 300 horsepower? You want like it to be like the most reliable thing on the planet that you can do for an EJ. Fluid damper crank pulley, a coil radiator, air oil separator, equal length headers, a quality tune, and that thing should be solid. Google rocket anti-lag. What am I about to come across? Rocket anti-lag. When Subaru put a jet engine in. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. This is the one where rocket anti-lag.
Pops and bangs from anti-lags the system, and hopefully do it all in a way that just about anyone can understand. The next concept.
No, I've gone too far.
The more boost we make.
Turbine. This is the one where they use the external engine to force in. I've seen some of these where they pull air from the exhaust. Dude, it's wild. I've seen some like wild anti-lag setups out there. Can I get like a diagram? That's a diagram. That's a turbocharger. This whole thing. I don't know if you can see my mouse. My face is like right over it right here. Let me move myself out of the way. Right there. This whole guy right here. That air naturally, they pull in air from the outside to like feed in there. It's I've seen some stuff like this. I'm not gonna go too like deep down the rabbit hole. But there's wild things. Wild stuff, man. The whole world, wild stuff. Give me an S402 all day. An S402? What is that, Forester? Or is that the Legacy? Rocket anti-lag is rad. I'm looking forward to proving yourself wrong with the FA24. I really don't think I'm going to prove myself wrong with the FA24 ideology, but I will give it a fighting chance. I will give it a fair, unbiased fighting chance. Dude, it's awesome. You're going to love what you find. 3 ways to anti-lag. This is just one. There's a few ways from what I've seen, but no, I'm excited. The engine for Blue gets here Tuesday, which means in theory I could probably have the car running in like 2 weeks after I get the engine back. In theory, assuming that everything goes smoothly, but nothing ever goes smoothly, so we'll see. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Hopefully. S402 is the Legacy. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. Did you either put a Century V12 in STI? Yeah. Oh God, what is his name? I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's got the V12 in his hatch. Thing's wild. My Legacy's head gasket just blew. Let's go. That's not a fun way to start your weekend, man. I hope it's a quick turnaround on putting some new gaskets in there. I got a recommendation for a shop to rebuild some 251 heads in Pierce County. Heads Up in Auburn. Heads Up in Auburn is where I do a lot of my stuff. Or there's Napa off of... God, they're not South Tacoma way, but there's a Napa out there with the machine shop. Heads Up in Auburn is who I normally use, but they can be a little slow at times, we'll say that much. The harness for Blue looked pretty slick. Bravo. Hey, thank you, Astro, man. That thing came out minty. I did get it backfilled with epoxy, so everything is done on the harness side. I think I need to get like maybe 2 more connectors to finish up that harness, and it should be solid. Rocket anti-lag bypasses boost pressure to the exhaust pre-turbine and injects an ish load into the exhaust, or super late injector timing into the cylinder. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into this. I've seen like basic diagrams on it, but I have no working understanding of how those things work. Tell Bader to line up his Lambo versus the hatch. Honestly, the Lambo, I can almost guarantee the hatch makes more power, but I think the Lambo would take it. The responsiveness of his Huracan would outshine the WRX any day of the week. Hey Tanner, have you seen the LS swapped quad turbo Audi S4? I have not. Would be a crazy good race on Blue's setup. I have not seen that. I didn't even know that was a thing. People do some wild swaps, man. It gets out of hand. Napa and Puyallup has a machine shop, or it used to. It used to. They do not anymore. I've tried to use them in the past, and they don't have their machine shop, which is unfortunate because that would have been very convenient for me. I need a Midwest, Tanner. Come to the West Coast. It's a party out here. It's a party. You can drive my hatch if I can drive yours. Why do you want to drive my... I'll tell you what. You come buy my hatch. You can drive it whenever you want. You come drive it whenever you want. O'Reilly's in Auburn by the Transit Center has a machine shop, too. Oh, there you go. I did not know that. What's the new body kit for Blue? Have I not shown you guys? Here, let me pull it up right now. Wide body, 20 LDI. Is this the one? Is this the one? This is not. Let me go to Subaru, Preza, share my screen. Scroll down. Where's the 15 to 17s? Or no, I want... Is it 14 plus? It might be 14 plus. I think it's just in here. Yeah, it's 14 plus. I got the 17 plus. Where's the... This is the one I got. Yes, this is the kit. So this is the wide body kit that I ordered for blue. It is the Fenderist 50 mil wide body kit, so 25 mil on each side. I like this kit a lot more than the one that I had before. I think it's not nearly as, I guess, wild or busy, I guess you could say, as the one that I had on there. So this one is just front over fenders, rear over fenders, the side skirt, the little carbon piece here, the side skirt attachment, the canards, the front lip. Actually, you can see it all right there. Everything right there is what we're getting. So I'm excited for this. The 2018 Plus bumper, I ordered that last week. It shipped out today and will be here mid next week. So the whole Fenderist kit should be here hopefully in June. I think they gave me a lead time of like 2 months on this thing. So I'm very excited for it. I think it'll fit the body very well. Plus this way I don't have to get the VARs front and rear bumpers and whatnot. We already have an APR wing on there, so we should be pretty set. Look at that, dude. It's not like crazy wide. It's like a nice subtle amount of wide. It's a very subtle amount, which I'm about. So I'm excited for it, and that's kind of what it'll look like once it's all painted, but obviously blue. So I like it. I like the Fenderist kit. I've wanted a Fenderist kit for a while. Honestly, I'd rather have the S401 because I'm more old school. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Suggestion for built heads on the shelf. Like you're trying to buy like off the shelf cylinder heads. I know IAG sells some. They're not bad. Outfront also do it. I'm trying to order a kit from Fenderist, but I haven't received any information. How did you order it? I had to DM them on Instagram and pay them in cryptocurrency. So it's a little bit weird to order the kits right now, but it is very much possible. I want to see you race Bader's new Lamborghini. Okay. All right, let's go. Blue. We'll do blue versus Lambo. That seems a little more fair. How do these body kits install? So with this body kit, there's a couple of ways that you can install them. I don't know if I'm going to mold it or rivet it yet. Either one is an option. I may go down the rabbit hole of molding it, but we will find out. Molding it will give it like that nice OEM look but I also kind of like the serviceability of being able to remove the wide body kit if I really wanted to like get under the panels, clean anything, or do stuff like that. So I'm on the fence. You can either do like riv nuts, rivet, or actually mold them on there. There's a couple of options to be able to do it, but I think we may go down the rabbit hole of riv nutting it or molding. I don't know yet, man. We're gonna do something. Share a link. It's just Fenderist. It's just on Fenderist's website. So boop 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 boop. There's a link. Fenderist. They got all sorts of stuff. Best way to maintain WRX value for selling: don't drive it, don't modify it, leave it stock, and just take care of it. Like it's a WRX. It's not a car that's gonna hold its value forever. It's a Subaru, unless it's a specific collector's Subaru that you're trying to get. Then it's not really gonna hold its value all that well. It's a Subarus hold their value well, but they're not collector cars by any means, unless you're getting like that S402, S204. One of the S lines, or like an RA or something along that. How do a motherfucker enter this giveaway? Pinned up at the top, or pinned in the chat, there is the link over to the website. Every $25 you guys spend on the site gets you one entry into the giveaway for the built EJ25. It utilizes Manly H-Tough Plus connecting rods, OEM 2019 Plus nitrated crankshaft, CP pistons, Kelford 272 cams, King main and rod bearings, GSC intake and exhaust valves, and Brian Crower valve springs. So all the cylinder head stuff, you're going to get that separately. I'm not going to have those in a cylinder head for you because everyone's setup is different. If you have a dual AVCS or a single AVCS, you'll get the appropriate cams for your setup. But the short block will come assembled for you, so that way all you got to do is take your heads to a machine shop, have them do the machine work, such as grinding or tipping the valves, grinding valve seats, whatever they got to do for them. But get the whole kit and caboodle, so you have a whole 500 wheel horsepower capable long block. I like the exposed fasteners when they are nice fasteners. That is a good point. They have to be nice fasteners. They can't be like those like cheap, nasty looking ones. Are these wide body kits riveted? Like I said, they can go either way. Would you ever build another GR chassis? Yeah, in the future, probably. Once we get to a point where we could have multiple cars like that. But I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there day by day. All about custom making or modifying things. I learn from the best brother. Hey, see, that's what's up. That's what's up, Drew. My goal is 500. So I'm looking at just an IAG 550 short block. I already have a Blausch 20G and a bunch of other stuff. That Blausch 20G ain't gonna get you there. What is the best way to make 550 with stock heads? Get the biggest turbo you can smack on that thing. Your power band's gonna come in super late, but that's really how you do it with stock heads. Is you put a massive turbo on there and you shift the whole power band one way. I didn't see the RX-7 coming. I was super surprised. Any other cars you wish you had and you want in the future? I would love to have... There's a lot of cars that I want that aren't just Subarus. I want another 240 or 280Z. I would like a 370Z. I have the RX-7 out there. I wouldn't mind another Skyline. There's a lot of Nissans that I want. Nissans and Datsuns. I like Nissans and Datsuns. But the RX-7 is one that I've wanted for a very long time, and it just happened to be an opportunity that came up at the right time. So we got the RX-7. How about the way that Devin Imla... see, I mean, we could do the hidden hardware thing. It's not hard to do necessarily, but it's... I don't know. I don't mind the exposed fastener look. It's just... we'll see how we do it. We'll see how we do it. I'm not entirely sure. S13 in the future. If I'm doing an S13, it's got to be a hatch, but I'm about it. I do like me some S13 hatches. Ever seen someone snap a nitrated crank? Only once. Only one time, and it was a very violent, catastrophic engine failure. But I have seen it happen once before, and it is wild. 370 with a Titan engine. See, there we go. We could do that. Wasn't it you that brought that up last time, Astro Man? Did you bring that up last stream here? What was it? The V7 something, VQ7 something maybe? I don't remember. It was a Titan engine. Gotta get yourself a Toyota AE86. I actually don't want one. I don't think they're that cool cars, if we're being honest. It's just a Corolla. It's not for me. It's just not for me. My 03WX started misfiring a bit at low RPM, smooths out in boost, but it's cylinder 3. I'm thinking a fried a coil pack, but if you have start with coil pack, or actually coil pack and spark plugs, I would check both of those at the same time. If you're getting misfire code and you've already checked both of those and you've already tried maybe moving them around or replacing them, then go to the fuel system. If it's not the fuel injector, keep looking. It's something. There's always a cause. Molded is just so damn clean. Molded is super clean. Supra, I wouldn't mind an A90, the new Supras. I think the Mark IV Supras are overrated. I don't think they're that good of a looking car. And the only good thing about them is 2Js, and you can put a 2J in pretty much anything. Or you can buy other cars with 2Js. IS300, you can get a NA 2J, but you can always swap it for a turbo model. But no, I've never been a fan of like Supras. I just kind of think they're overhyped. Same with like R34s. Everybody loves R34s. I think R34s are insanely overhyped cars. Personally speaking, I think like R32 GTRs are tiers above the R34, but everyone loves the R34s for some reason. But it's all based on preference. It's all preference. The Mark IIs look good. I like the Mark IIs. Those came with 7Ms, I believe, right? More importantly, you doing better with being sick at all? I'm like, all that's left is like congestion. So I'm like getting there. It's like you get that congestion that builds up in like your ears and whatnot, and it throws off your equilibrium. And it's just like, that's all I got left at this point. It sucks, but I'm doing better. But thank you for asking. Appreciate it, man. MK3 Supras. I do like the MK3s. Thank you. Love the video and content. Recommend any Subaru owner to come to your channel. I appreciate it, Baylor. Will any STI draft shaft fit a 14WX? No. So you specifically need a GR STI one. Hi from Virgin Island? Hello, what's going on, dude? R33. I don't like the R33s either. This is just me, though. I don't know. They remind me, every time I look at them, they remind me of Impalas. But, I mean, that's not a bad-looking car. It's just not the car for me, if that makes sense. What about the RC350S? 350s? RC350s? I don't know. Now I gotta Google this real quick. What is a RC350 F Sport? The Lexus? Those are nice. RC350 Lexus. Those are nice. I probably wouldn't buy one, but they're nice. They look nice. Would you ever do a rear turbo on a 350Z? I would have to buy a 350Z first, but if I were to... Here's the thing, if I turbo a car, I want to be able to see the turbo. I want it like right there smack in my face whenever I open the hood. I want to be able to see that thing. So I probably wouldn't do a rear mount one. I'd probably do like a standard mount. Next week, I get to lower a brand new Corolla hatch on some sweet wheels. Corolla hatches, low-key cool. Those things do look cool. Even if they're not the GR, dude, the Corolla hatches, like, slammed, look fantastic. The R33 and R34 were rad. I'm guessing it was rad as heck. But only got that because the R32 was so game shifting. That is true. That is true. That's a fair point. I don't know if you sold it anymore, but plans for the 2.5 RS. We are doing the coupe in the near future. I'm trying to find a wheel color that works with a dark maroon red. What colors would work? Polished, silver, like a dark gray. I feel like anything that's like not a color, like a neutral color wheel, I feel like would like work very well. Like very. One of my pet peeves is people who say "mk" instead of "mark." Let me see. Yeah, I mean, call them like marks. "Mk." Who says "mk"? "Mk4"? "Mk3"? Did I say that? Now you got me second guessing if I said that myself, man. Can I just throw a VA STI trans into a VA WRX? Technically speaking, yes. With the rest of the supporting stuff, you could. Right there with people who say Reese's instead of Reese's. Reese's? It is Reese's.
Reese's.
Is it Reese's?
Yes.
It's not Reese's?
I fucking hate when people say Reese's.
I've been calling it Reese's my entire life. Reese's peanut butter cups.
It's not supposed to rhyme like when people say Reese's Pieces.
It is Reese's Pieces. No, it's Reese's Pieces.
No, Reese's Pieces.
Is it Reese's Pieces? Who's Reese?
100% Reese's.
Who is Reese?
The guy that made the fucking peanut butter cup.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
He was a police officer. Family Guy did a segment on it.
He was a and this is an accurate representation of what happened?
Yes, a dude that was eating a chocolate bar ran into a guy that was eating a peanut butter thing.
That is not, no. No.
And then Officer Reese's walked up and he went, "Hey, I'm Officer Reese's." And then he took a bite of it and killed him though.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't believe this. I refuse to believe it. I refuse. It's not Reese's. Apparently it's not Reese's. Not Reese's. I hate it. I've been calling it Reese's my entire life. Learn something new every day. Do you know what's required to fit a Type RA block to S20 heads? What did S20 heads co- What are S20 heads? Are S20... What do S20 heads come off of? S20 Subaru cylinder heads. What are S20s? Are these the 07? 07 STI? Are these the weird ones? I'm going to have to look up what S20 heads are. I know like W25, B25. I don't know what an S20 head is off the top of my head. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Also, Plumber, I appreciate the dono, man. Thoughts on the STI electric STI? I have not looked too much into it to like give any realistic view on it. How does one get entered into the EJ25 giveaway? Pinned up at the top or pinned somewhere in the comments. There is a link over to the website. Every $25 you guys spend over on the site will get you one entry into the giveaway. No cap on the amount of entries, obviously. Spend within reason. Perfect Matt commentary. S20, I saw it, EJ20 heads. Oh, okay, just EJ20 heads if you're trying to do EJ25. There's like a compression change that you have. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. There is a compression ratio change that you have to offset with head gasket thickness. I would do a little bit of research into it. But there's an appropriate size head gasket that you need to use to be able to get the compression ratio to a specific spot. I don't know a ton about 2 liters. I just know that somewhere in that realm there is a compression change or compression ratio change from the casting that needs to be taken into consideration. Family Guy skit. Bro, I want to join. I need a new EJ25 block for my 11 to 14. Hey, we're doing a giveaway right now, so perfect timing then. I have 2 codes pulling up for the secondary air pump. Both are related to electrical issues. Is there anything you recommend to diagnose the problem to get the check engine light disabled? There's only 3 electrical connections in the whole secondary air pump system that I can think of. There's the barometric pressure sensor, solenoid valve, there's an actuation solenoid valve, and then the physical one to the secondary air pump. I would pull up those 2 codes, do a little bit of digging, and see what they're actually related to. If it's something that has to do with like an actuation of a valve, it's probably one of the 2 valves or one of the 2 solenoid valves that are on the back of the engine. If it's something to do with the physical air pump, then it would be the air pump up front. But that's like the easiest way that I would kind of diagnose it. The pieces are owned by Reese, hence They're Reese's. Found by... Ah, okay. See, I knew Matt was... I knew it. I knew it. Never heard your opinion on the new WXs. I'm still not a fan with the way they look from the factory. I mean, I feel like we can fix that. The FA24, I think, is going to be a welcoming engine, but I don't think it's going to be... I don't see FAs as big power engines. I see them as, like, decently powerful, fun street car engines that are reliable, responsive, and get better fuel economy. But I'm going into this new WX segment in Saga once we get ours with an open mind. I'm going to try to stay open-minded with the FA stuff. So, I mean, I've had FA engines before. They've never tickled my fancy too much, so I'm hoping this FA24 will tickle my fancy a little bit more. Can you make Smitty air smell to smell like a burnt clutch? I mean, I could, but would you really want that, Kevin? Like, would you genuinely want that? I mean, I'm sure there's a way I could. Is it worth it to go equal length header? Yes, 100%. Down pipe, up pipe with external wastegate on basically a stock 21 STI? No. On a basically stock 21 STI, no. Not without doing fuel system components. I wouldn't even dare to do it. Smitty, I never got to look at peanut butter cups the same now. Dude, I'm never gonna look at them the same now. Choppy the rear bumper and fab up a new design. We'll do something. We'll do something with it. We'll make it look better. Is there anywhere with the E85 closer than JBLM yet? There's Snoqualmie. There's Forged Fuel. There's a company off the top of my head, I don't remember the name of them, that will deliver forged fuels up here in the Pacific Northwest area. I don't recall. It's like 400 a barrel delivered. Any opinion or knowledge on silver coilovers? I've never used them, so I can't give any type of real feedback on them. I think FA are best NA built or supercharged. What happened to your rotated kit? The fabricator I was working with at the time decided he didn't want to do them anymore. So I've been debating bringing them back for the GR because I can easily make a jig off of the one that I have and start offering them for the GR series again. I mean, they'd fit VA, so they'd fit 08 to 2021. I've been debating it. I just haven't figured out how to make a usable jig, if that makes sense. You're going to be looking at newer used for the new WX. Maybe, I don't know yet. It depends on what I can find locally. I'm going to be fairly picky on the one that I want. I want at least a premium model in black or dark gray metallic. So it's got to at least meet those two. And it's got to be 6-speed. I won't buy the CVT. I will not buy that. In your experience, how much abuse can the STI 6-speed take? A lot, actually. The only time I ever really see 6-speeds break, and this is with some like decent power thrown at them, is the output shaft will break under hard launches, or if you're pretty aggressive on the gears, you'll kill the synchros. But for the most part, STI 6-speeds, I don't see them break all that often. Oh no, also send me prayers. Boys shop ran my GD into a guardrail last week. Are they, I'm assuming they're going through and fixing it. I would hope, but dude, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Have you considered fabbing up your own wide body? I have not. I don't think it'd be terribly difficult. I mean, you use spray foam to kind of create your own wide body, make a mold off of that spray foam, and then do it like that. I've just never considered doing it before. It hasn't been something that I'd like to do, if that makes sense. But best scenic drives in the SeaTac area? None. If you want like a good scenic drive up in this area, go up to like Mount Rainier, go out into like the mountainous areas. There's just nowhere good out in like the Seattle Tacoma area that's scenic unless you're like going up into the mountains. It's too industrial and too congested to really do anything like fun or go on any scenic drives. It's always too backed up. I'm in the Army and I always look forward to your videos before. You taught me a lot about my EJ25. Just want, hey, glad to hear. Hopefully the Army's treating you well. The Army, I know, when I at least got out, it was like super hit or miss for a lot of people. But hopefully it's gotten better. Hopefully things have gotten better. Late to the party. What up, y'all? What up, Vinny? How you doing, man? How you doing, my dude? What's up, boy? What's up, Fraser? How you doing, man? It is not difficult. I made it out of the cardboard, then wrapped it in fiberglass. The hard part is getting it all to match. Oh, it's not difficult. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad. I would rather just buy a kit that I like that I'm like, I know it'll fit somewhat well, or like we can make it fit somewhat well. But anyways, I'm jumping off, you guys. We've been going for about an hour. My voice is starting to cut in and out again. But if you, like I said, if you guys want, remember the current giveaway is open until June 8th. Every $25 you guys spend over on the site gets you one entry to win the built EJ25 with the cylinder head package. This time, both North America is good to go for the giveaway. That is both Canada and the United States right now. So that's exciting stuff. But with that, I'm jumping off, you guys. I'm going to go chill out for a little bit. Appreciate everyone swinging through the stream. I can't even talk anymore. Appreciate all the donos, as always, you guys. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. No video tomorrow. It'll be out Sunday. So with that, catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. My camera just went black. Woo! I'm not